I'm a new customer and show me what your brand is about.
Welcome to another episode of What's Working in E-commerce. I'm your host, Eagan Heath from Caravan Digital. We're a digital marketing agency for direct-to-consumer e-commerce brands. We help with paid search, paid social, and email automation. Today we have a very special episode with Mike Wenzel from our team. Mike's an experienced graphic designer. He's also interested in branding, UX, and CRO. Mike, it's good to have you on What's Working in E-commerce for the first time. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Great. All right. Well, Mike, I want to take some time and look at some of your good work. You know, you work with some of our top clients as an account manager, but you're also an excellent, designer in your own right. And so show us some of the designs you've created for clients and talk us through maybe the elements that you really like or, how you think about it. So paint the picture for us. Tell us a bit about the client, the product, and the assignment, and then show us how you handle it.
So Global Coin came to us and kind of wanted to get a website up very quickly. Global Coin sells mint condition gold, silver, platinum, palladium coins issued by the government. Some of these coins can, range from $20 to thousands of dollars. These are well sought after coins, and they wanted to, they needed a website very quickly. And they also needed a brand. They had this logo that they kind of, it wasn't amazing and it didn't translate well to the rest of different applications. So we came in and kind of created this more luxurious feel for Global Coin. And this is something that we're still doing, and there's still work to be done here. So this isn't something that's finished, and we went through multiple iterations. This was something that took roughly a month, but some can take way longer. It just depends on how well the designer facilitates the process and how many parties are involved in the final decision. The main thing we wanted to get here was that it was luxurious, and that's why we have a gold film across the entire logo. There is a kind of coin emblem with the world around it. That is Global Coin. That is something that we wanted to show them, and something that we wanted to show that they are global, they are luxurious, and it was a simple emblem that we could use on apart from the actual text. And it was an element that we could replicate into a pattern, something that we could use on, say, a stamp or something along those lines. So thinking about that when we wanted to make sure that there was an entire designed system around this logo that we created. We even have a version where you just have the text. We have a version where the emblem is on top, and that's so that there's multiple applications for this logo. We're still in the process of kind of fleshing out their brand. This was a great starting point to show them and kind of get them, the photographer, and everyone around the project on the same page of what does this company look like. And while it's not a brand at the moment, this is again just a logo. While we were creating this logo, we had those specific conversations with the owners of what are your values, or what do you want people to feel when they look at your logo? What do you want people to feel when they look at your company? What's your target audience? What type of people are interested in purchasing from you? And then from that, they can create this entire rest of the system around it. Here, I can even just, for the moment, just talk about the photography. So the photography is all now consistent, which I think it's a huge thing for a website to have consistent photography. They all have that black background. They have this reflection, and it adds a little bit of luxury to the product. which was something that we really wanted to convey. Before that, they didn't have anything like that, and their images really were not quality for the specific products that they were selling. So a major thing that we did was, at the very beginning, figured out who is their clientele, who is their customer base, and what do they respond to? What type of imagery do they respond to? What type of people are they? These are people that are willing to obviously spend, thousands of dollars on these coins. So they are wealthy people, and they're used to seeing a specific style, a specific, brand around the products that they buy. Our main goal was to make this as luxurious as possible.
Thanks for pulling that up, Mike. Let's look at one more. I know you're looking with our client, Fromagination. They've kind of got a current homepage, and we were saying, hey, we could probably convert more if we had, some stronger design and branding elements on the homepage. This is this is kind of an institution. I recently saw these guys mentioned on Jeopardy. So this is on the square by the Capitol in downtown Madison. These guys offer all kinds of awesome cheeses. And it's really an awesome in-store experience to go cheese shopping there. And you kind of said, hey, let's try to reproduce that on the website. I'm curious about that whole piece of talk us through the current homepage and show us a little bit of what you came up with for a design.
All right. So to preface, I went into their store, and after we had, already taken the contract and we were already working on the website a little bit, I realized when I went in the store, oh, none of this is translated well on the website. This store looks incredible. Like the design work that they put into that store and the physical branding of everything is phenomenal. And unfortunately, their website did not translate to that. So I will show you what their current website looks like. It's not by any means bad. It's just, it needs a little bit of work. Okay, so this is their current website. And it's, the main thing here for me is it's very hard to navigate. So we go to shop online, and then it brings me to the online store. You got all this white space here, which is good sometimes, but going into their actual store, I will show you what I created, and it looks much more like their storefront and much more on brand to what the store itself is. You have all of these just random sets of things here, and it's nice to be able to, show everything that you offer. But there's no hierarchy to this page. There's no sense of, I'm a new customer and show me what your brand is about. It's a little confusing to me, and it also loads pretty slow. But there's a ton of other elements that I could go into, but this is essentially what the current website looks like. And
just to describe it for people on the audio podcast, we've got some nice cheeses in the background.
Yes.
It's not a massive hero image. It just says Wisconsin artisan cheese, shop now. The shop now button doesn't necessarily stand out a lot. It does say as
Not
seen
at all.
in, and they've got some major press, New York Times, USA Today, Brides. That's awesome. And then the navigation is kind of, here's example gift sets, here's cheese of the season, here's catering, business gifting, lunch menus. And so there's like an image in the background and then headlines over those images. So you can kind of see, okay, I can jump into the site that way. Okay.
Yeah. But there's like one thing after the other, and they unfortunately don't edit themselves very well when it comes to what they want on the homepage, what they want to present to the new user, and what possibly might help the user navigate to what they want versus just annihilating their senses with every possible thing that you can imagine. So
in marketing, we say a confused mind does not buy. And so
exactly,
a homepage is often challenging because we have all kinds of different products. But how do we drive people toward the funnel where they're going to buy? Do you want to show us what you came up with as an alternative here?
So I'm going to show you a mock-up that I have because we're still in the process of creating the homepage and kind of figuring out what they want on the homepage. But I'll show you the mock-up and my thought process on everything here. All right. So going into their store, everything is, there's a lot of wood, there's a lot of black signage versus a lot of white space that you saw in the previous website. So I wanted to kind of bring that into this website. Yeah, so you got this really nice hero image, which, you know, we might change, but right now it's showing Fromagination's boxes. It's showing, it's very simple. There's a nice black background, and it draws your eye exactly where it needs to go. You have this nice shop cheese button, which, you know, there's a little hover animation on it, which makes it a little bit more fun for the audience, but also lets you know when you're hovering over it and lets you know that you're able to click it. And then we got this nice as seen in section. They have it on their current website, but we have a very nice across the board, it's not scrolling, section. You move down, welcome to the capital of cheese. It's kind of welcoming the user into the website itself, and then it presents them with bestsellers, which is something they didn't have prior. And then shop by category. So this is where I incorporated a little bit of the branding. So in their website right now, they don't have any imagery that they have in their store. And in their store, they have these really nice chalk drawings of these specific, you know, products or different elements of cheese, the brand. So I wanted to incorporate that into the category section. And so we got cheese, meats, jams, etc. And I thought it was a really great way to bring out a little bit more of what is in the store into the website itself. Then, you know, we're moving down, different offer sections, different, you know, news and events with, you know, what they're promoting, and this wood background, which all over their store is a very nice wood texture, which I really wanted to incorporate because it adds that professional, warm feeling, which is, I think, is what you get when you walk into the store. And then you got our story with Ken and, you know, everything else. But essentially, this website they loved, and they loved that we were able to bring the store experience onto the website itself. And I think that's a huge part of the brand, is people who aren't able to go into the store, they still have that same experience when they go onto your website.
All right. Well, this is a good place to leave it for now, Mike. We touched a little bit on the menus and the navigation there, so I'll have to have you come back on to talk about UX and then CRO another time. But I think this is a good place to leave it for e-commerce branding and design. Mike Wenzel, thanks so much for coming on and sharing what's working in e-commerce.
Thanks for having me.
Right on. And for anybody who wants to potentially work with us, Mike could be working with you on your design and even your account. So feel free to reach out at caravandigital.com. All right.